Hey guys, Nightfall here, and I've been messing with my microphone for the last 6 hours only to find out that the demon in my room must have turned the gain knob up on the back of it while I slept last night, and that's why the audio sounded horrible. But I finally got it fixed, and now I can make this video. So if you feel like you've been dying in 2 shots lately, there's probably a good chance that you did. I stumbled across this clip while scrolling through Twitter, which if you haven't followed me over there yet, so you could send me crazy stuff like this, then you probably should, and I greatly appreciate it. But anyway, I found this clip from someone who tweeted at XDefiant, Mark Rubin, and Aches by the name of Divine Life. He's a streamer on Twitch and seemed genuinely concerned when he noticed what was going on. So let's break down this entire clip here. We see it starts off innocently enough with him using a sniper, and then he switches over to the ACR and everything seems normal at the moment, doing regular damage, nothing out of the ordinary or odd happening here. So fast forwarding a bit, he does get a few kills with the ACR and still nothing off about it yet. He activates his Phantom Ultra here, gets a kill with it while using that. Then a bunch of things happen, and it all happens so fast that you might miss something here without it being slowed down. So he gets hit by a spider bot, flashed, and then dies, then ends up going through his loadouts like a madman, probably because he was still disoriented and thought he was alive because of that stupid new flash animation. Then spawns back in like normal, that is, until he follows his team around this corner and up the ledge and headshots this dude for 100 damage with the ACR. Then you can see he just starts going on a rampage with his 2-shot ACR, and it even takes a minute for him to notice. I tried to replicate this several times, but couldn't find any way of doing it. I'm sure there's a specific sequence of events or some weird thing that needs to be done in order to achieve this, and I'm also fairly certain that there's probably numerous people out there that are doing this intentionally and using it to just mow down entire lobbies. Something to note is that he is playing on PC, and I did try to replicate this on Xbox, so this may be strictly a PC thing, but in ranked, who's not on PC? It feels like everyone's on PC running 300 FPS using that SCUF controller with the macro buttons on it. But if you just take a moment and scroll through all of the people tagging Aches or Mark on Twitter, it's just filled with clips of cheaters, and it's ridiculous that there's so many of them. They really need a team of people just either playing the game or bouncing through people's streams and trying to catch these people that are cheating and just ban them on the spot. And before you say just report them in game, I've heard that that's actually a part of this cheat package or whatever it is that they're downloading, and it disables the in-game reporting for them. So if you ever suspect someone of cheating and you can't report them in game, then they probably are. It's really starting to get out of hand though, and it's going to be tough to monitor unless they dedicate an entire team of people to this and start ramping things up like IP or hardware bans, or at least flag those things so that once their first account's banned, they can see if they make a new one. Just for reference, there are typically 3 types of bans. There's an account, IP, and hardware ban. Each is more severe and harder or more costly to bypass than the last. An account ban is simply a ban on that account, so you just make a new account and get the game and continue playing, carry on. Which is extremely simple when you're talking about a free-to-play game. The only deterrent here is that you lose all your progress, but cheaters usually never care about that kind of thing. IP bans is where they'll ban your IP address from accessing the game's online capabilities, which, again, pretty useless when it comes to most cheaters as they typically use a VPN anyway. Lastly is a hardware ban, which is the most severe and targets specific hardware ID to prevent a player from accessing the game. And on consoles, this is almost impossible to circumvent without just buying a whole new system. But on PC, with all of your parts just being swappable, you could just swap out whatever the affected part is and carry on. Problem is, when you're banned, they're not just going to tell you what part they hardware ID banned. So you could be spending thousands just throwing parts at a PC until you find the part that was banned. Which at that point, you might as well just buy a whole new PC anyway. However, I've come to find out that they even have programs similar to the cheats they're already downloading that will spoof your hardware ID in the event of a hardware ban. So there is a way to bypass all types of bans, but they all come at a greater cost. My ideal system for banning is you ban a person once, you ban the account, but you also flag the IP and the hardware ID just in case. Then if a second account gets banned using either of those two things, you ban the second account, and issue them a warning via in-game messaging or email linked to their account, letting them know that any subsequent bans on that device or IP address will result in a permanent ban of both. Then if a third account is banned for cheating, just follow through and ban everything. Account, IP, hardware, all of it. But let me know in the comments if you think I'm being a little too lenient or maybe I'm being too strict. I'd like to hear your feedback on how you think that we can combat all the cheaters that are running rampant in this game right now. And until then, stay vigilant of any cheaters that you see, report them through the appropriate channels, and if you have to, tag a developer on Twitter, and if you do that, make sure you send them a solid clip so that they can review it. Usually no clip equals no ban. But that's all I wanted to talk about in this video. Hopefully my next video will have more updates on bug fixes because we could really use some off spray right about now. But if you enjoy this type of content, check out some of my other videos on my channel, and if you like what you see, consider subscribing and sticking around for a while. Also follow me on Twitter if you're active over there, and I will catch you in the next upload.